The following video was pre-recorded on twitch.tv/codedman9000. More information on the stream times at the end of the video. Previously on Stone to Space.
For the start of Chapter 3, we went to Kerbal Space Program to learn how to make rockets so that we could explore the stars for a new home. We began playing on career mode while not knowing anything about what we were doing. After doing some research off-stream, we then moved to the science mode with newfound knowledge. We went to both moons, created communication networks, planes, science missions, a space station, and then ended the game by traveling all the way to Duna in the Antari ship.
After arriving at Duna, our ship the Antares fell apart, causing us to land on Duna and mine its resources so that we could fix the Antari ship. We unlocked various buildings, and also different types of science. After fixing everything but scanners on the ship, we then left the planet behind us as we continued to travel in space. Hello and welcome to a Twitch Plays Along series called Stone to Space. Today we're in Chapter 3, Space Travel. Today we are playing Oxygen Not Included. This past Sunday, we did a poll on whether or not I should play a little bit of the game off stream so that we can get Cobalt, so that all of our power lines are upgraded. I did in fact do that yesterday. It took me a couple days to get around to it. So every main power spine is now heavy watt conductive wire. So all the potential load, the potential load we can ignore, but every wire can now hold 50 kilowatts on the main power spine up to a transformer, and then it splits into the conductive wires. And we do, in fact, average around 20 kilowatts. I think I just have it paused at a low spot. It's not always at 12.2 kilowatts. And everything does currently run at the same time. Everything could turn on all at once and we'd be fine. We have enough power going off of the petroleum generators here. And that all happened yesterday. I did continue playing a little bit. As you can tell over here on the left side, starting from here down to this ladder, I did dig out a little bit more of the asteroid because I needed something to do while I was waiting. So I did that little bit. We might notice that throughout the base on various different sides of buildings, there is less stuff connected to it, like over here, this liquid lock here. I went around and I was cleaning up a few things. Should probably put this on buildings now. What else did I do? Cleaned up that. Oh, in here, I had to finish off the steam room at the top because the water that was in here was getting ready to boil. So if I had waited for all the cobalt wires to be completed before doing this room, we would have had steam all over the place and I had to clean that up again. I also put in this door, which has a hydro sensor automated to it to open it when this water level gets too high, because at some point this water level got all the way up to this coal generator. So I took away these two tiles, opened the door. When it closed the door, I put those two tiles in just to keep the heat in here. The water itself is not very hot, but the very top of this is warm enough to boil polluted water, as far as I know. Actually, it's not. It's 2 degrees shy of it. But anyway, where is the baby girl? She's just over there where she feels safe and watching. What are you doing, Mama? What happened to your baby? What? The ear's still in heat. I can see that. You don't even hide it. That's Mama and Paintbrush that just got into camera view. So anyway, this is slowly heating up. At some point, it will flash the water into steam, and then we won't have to worry about anything going on here, because at that point, this whole gas should be hot enough to immediately flash the water as it comes out of petroleum generators. That's also the reason why this got filled up so much, is because of the petroleum generators. Hi, baby. How are you? Where are you going? You're messing with stuff. Okay. Was there anything else I should probably go over? Yes, at the very bottom, there's a little bit less pump in here. An eggshell with an egg guided. So while this was going on, I was paying attention to make sure that I wasn't just pumping up regular stuff. I don't know what happened here. There's 12 kilograms of ethanol right there. Think I can mop that? I can. That must have been gas from somewhere. Right here. I can see it. So I mean this area is too hot for ethanol? No. I don't know what happened there or why that's breaking, but it did. So as you can see right now, I am just pumping up. Oh, apparently I'm getting some salt water in there too. I was for a while just pumping polluted water, or ethanol, not polluted water. And all these gases and liquid up here is due to me having it exit out of here. And if... What is going on here? Why are they... Ah, because of this. I'll fix that eventually. And then the ethanol shouldn't flash in the main room. Is there a way that I can make this quicker? Give me 1 second, chat. Alright, I'm gonna keep trying to play. Hopefully I don't have to cancel the stream or anything later on. I feel like I might have to, just so I can keep an eye on them a little bit closer. But we're gonna keep playing for as long as I can. So, if we go back here, I want to know if I can make this quicker, and the only thing I can think of to make it quicker is to do the same thing as this thing, where I have 2 Aquatuners running at the same time, so it doesn't have to do a full loop more than once. That would be slightly easy to do. Actually, no, it wouldn't, because there's so much pipe spaghetti in here that me just adding another thing here would complicate things, I think. This would have to get moved over 1 tile. This could be bridged on in a different spot. That would be not that difficult to do. Maybe I can add in another Aquatuner. Let's attempt to do it. They should be down here. They deconstructed that. All I'm trying to do is get to a spot where I can actually mop that up. And so far, I'm not. There's ethanol here from it bursting in pipes, it seems. And that is fixed. This is not. What are you doing? Hey. What's your problem? You off the table now. Go. You come here. We're gonna let them do stuff for a little bit. What happened to you? Why are you growling? What? What's the matter? You want to stay on my lap, or are you gonna get down? You can get down. There's nobody over there. I'm sure you guys can hear them only when I'm talking, but they are very adamant on making sure that nobody is near them. What are you doing, little girl? Let's move this back to where it was. Oh, that's where the paintbrush went. Chat, I don't know. I've never had this situation because I never had more than one animal. I don't know how to tell what happened. And I don't know what to do going forward. What are you doing, little girl? You can come over here on my lap. Alright, let's see how much further we can go. Why is there so much petroleum over here? It's as though we're not taking out the petroleum as quickly as we're adding it in, or adding in oil. Which should not be a thing. And there's even more ethanol. What is going on? Why is there ethanol all over the place? I'm gonna have to sit here and look at the ethanol line for a while. It's almost as though it's going... Hey, that was really loud and in the microphone. What are you doing? Huh? It's almost as though the ethanol is coming out of here. But even if that was how the ethanol was getting out, it can't go anywhere other than straight down. But there's ethanol on these ledges. I also had to put in this tile here because this kept getting backed up to the point where it was overflowing. So I did have to put in a pump down here to get all the oil out of it again. Hopefully right now it is moving a little bit faster. Let's put another one in. How much? I don't think we have to add any more steam. And for this first Aquatoner, we're not going to add in a temperature sensor because if it is not cold enough, this will tell it to bypass the liquid shutoff and go around again. This one will tell this Aquatoner to shut off. So the first one, we don't really need a sensor detector or whatever. And once they do, all these tiles will turn these into metal tiles. We can now deconstruct these. We're also going to have to add in more temperature shift plates. Looks like just right there, and that's it. We can also add them in up here, though, since there's going to be metal tiles there now. I'm not going to put one here because it'll also inject heat into this tile, which is already 105 degrees somehow. What are you doing? The cane is being fine around me, but it seems like something really bad happened with the others. What? What did you hear? What's the matter? Okay, they did all that. I need to first move these. So first thing I want to do is empty that and this, so that I can easily just deconstruct things. We're going to deconstruct that. We're going to grab a bridge and place a bridge right there. We're going to need to grab this and add it onto that, along with this. This right here gets disconnected. These get disconnected. This gets connected over and disconnected from here. This is the salt water, so that's just going to come down to here. And I'm going to disconnect that. And this. Right now, nope, they have to build these three. After I put in all those pumps, or pipes, we can connect it all back in. The ethanol, on the other hand, can be connected up to that Aquatoner portion. So if it goes to here, that should be fine, because it can't go anywhere other than that. And the salt water is ready to be reconnected. What are you doing? Hey, what's he doing? Huh? What are you doing? Try to get a blanket on. Maybe she'll lay on my lap if I have a blanket. Hey. Come here. Where are you going? Like she's gonna get down. Not entirely sure. She might not feel safe over here. Alright, so this should be working. I don't know what's going on here, but it should be working. No power. Right, that makes sense. Things don't turn on if you don't bring in power over. Alright, wait a minute, there's liquid there. Why is there water out here? Can you stop being cranky butt? I don't know what happened between you guys, but calm down. They're not doing anything to you. What? Why do you keep looking over my shoulder like there's something over there, huh? What's over there that you don't like? See, you're purring when I touch you, but then you don't want anyone else near you. Anyway, we are going to... That needs sulfur. What's going on with sulfur down here? I think we just need a better coolant, honestly. Or for the sulfur geyser to go dormant again, so that we can cool this down a little bit quicker. I think if it's hot when the sulfur goes off, it doesn't get cooled down at all. That could be what's going on with that. We should probably do this. Grab some barbecue, that's good. Good. Oh, that was another thing that I had to do occasionally, was get some poles out of there. Or some pods. Pretty much just got food. There was nothing really to go off of. But what we're going to do is we're going to put in... That's steel. I don't want steel one. That's also steel. That's also steel. When did I start doing cobalt instead of steel? There we go. We're going to put some of these joint plates in here. And get our power into this area. And that's going to want You know, we will do this out of gold. Are you gonna lay down right there? Hey. He's feeling a little bit safer now, which is good. And then let's grab this power line. I don't know if we have enough for all of this, but I'm hoping we do. We do not. Okay, I should still have cobalt being queued up to be made. Hey, you're gonna keep doing that, I'm gonna put you on the floor. They're nowhere near you. I don't know what's going on, chat. You know what? You're going on the floor now. If they're not doing anything to you, stop hissing at them. Now she doesn't know what to do. And I have no idea where the other two are. They're probably hiding underneath my bed. Who's that? What are you doing? What are you doing? That's being cute and innocent, like you didn't do anything bad, but... This paintbrush underneath the desk. Alright, we have a lot of cobalts. I think one of the volcanoes went off. If I were to do this, what did we make these out of? Let's just continue making everything out of gold over here. Do I need to power any of that? We should probably take a quick field trip to the other colony that I have, so that I can put all this together. Let's just get this stuff set up, because that's easy to do. Yeah, I did put this one in the wrong spot. Still need that ladder deconstructed either way. This here, this here. But if we go to the other colony, I'll at least be able to tell what needs to be powered and what doesn't. Right here, I'm going to have Puft. Right here is going to be Squeaky, I think. Actually, we didn't put in what each one's going to be, but going off of these two, we might as well do Puft, Squeaky, and then Dense. And they will eventually move all the eggs over to here. And then these are just going to be princes on all of them. And let's now do this cobalt. And I want to vacuum out this entire room. And everything but oxygen from this room. Let's grab... 2 pumps should be good enough. Why do I still hear you near me? Where are you? Oh, you're underneath my chair. Alright, that's gonna need some amount of power, and we don't have cobalt to do so. Alright. We're gonna save it here. And we're gonna take a quick road trip over to the colony I'm basing this off of. Just so I can take a few seconds to look at how everything is wired up together. And then I can also go over the automation and sorting of all the eggs. If it decides to load. So this is what we're currently making right here. As you can see, I am putting them in the same spots. And then down here, everything is working. If we take a look at power, I need a... Look at this. Okay, so the prince eggs get incubated on power. The doors on the left get power. And obviously the stuff on the bottom needs power in order for it to run. This does not get powered, and obviously the pneumatic doors don't require power. The incubators for the other types of puffs don't get power, and then that just leads to this. So what's happening is that we're picking up all the eggs, sending them down to the bottom for each different ranch, and I'll explain why we're doing 3 sets instead of just 1 set doing these 3 at the bottom in a moment. But it gets picked up, all the eggs come down this rail, they go into a sorter that picks out Puff Prince eggs only. The rest go up and go into our incubation area where they drown. And if it is a Puffed Prince, it goes down to this conveyor shutoff, which should be wired directly into this reset meter. This reset meter is there to only count to 1. So that it will only allow 1 Puff Prince egg to come up here so that it can be used for the incubator and then sent back into the ranch. That means that we don't have too many Puff Prince because, for those that don't know, Puffs, if it does not have a Puff Prince in the ranch, they will only lay Prince eggs after some time. And in order for them to be making dense puffs, you need to add at least 1 Puff Prince in here. And we want as many dense puffs as we can have compared to princes. So if this only makes 1, only 1 gets sent over there. And then by the time it needs to give us another egg or something, forget, we'll be having it sent down here, and then this whole thing would be set off, or reset. For anything that we don't need, it would bypass this shutoff and go up into our incubation area. That reset meter also goes into this counter, which the counter here is for how many cycles. Green duration is 1 second out of 199, so that gets 1 second per cycle. It just makes the counter go up, and it should reset around 70 as far as I remember. The number then comes in here, either unlocks or locks this door, and then does the opposite to the doors at the bottom, because we do not want people coming in here and taking more of these guys out and putting them in the ranch if we don't have a prince. So it will only allow the princes to be transported or the bottom section to be transported. And also this critter sensor will do the same thing as this counter. So it's kind of an AND gate. And then this counter after some time will reset this, or it's this critter. I'm kind of forgetting how this portion is set up at the doors. It could be the critter sensor. If it doesn't sense an egg in here, it locks one or the other and then resets the timer. I think that's what it's actually doing. And this timer resets the reset meter. And then that's copy pasted for all of these. So I am going to take a quick screenshot of all this because I'm not going to remember where it all gets wired together. And there's one of these incubator stations for each one because I did attempt to do all 3 with 1 Prince Ranch at the top that would allow 3 eggs to go in at once, and it caused more issues than it was fixing. So it's easier to just do 3 of these sections, 1 for each ranch, And all of this stuff is copied from Echo Ridge Gaming. He did a YouTube video a while back on how to ranch every single critter. And Puffs was one of the ones. So I copied his ranch system. I'm going to see if she's still underneath my chair. She is not. She's over on the other cat tree in the window. You guys can't see her. And that is kind of her safe space right now because it has a little place for her to hide in with only one entrance compared to the one right behind me. This one right here. That's an entrance there, but there's also an entrance facing the wood wall behind me. And I have paintbrush laying down right in front of the mic. Hopefully... No, you can't have your foot on the keyboard. Who's this thing now? I don't even think there's anyone out on the rug or on the carpet. Yeah, so I don't know what the heck happened with her. Maybe she had some stomach issue. Don't know. But anyway, we are good to go to the other place. Or back to our main asteroid. And we are trying to finish this whole Puft Ranch today and start getting our dream journals, but I don't know if the dream journals are going to be done today. That might be a Friday thing. And now we wait for another 2 hours for this to load. When we get back in... Oh, we're already in. Let's do our first prediction of today's stream. So the pot in the top left corner that's blue. Is that going to be tops, bottoms, buildings, decorations, or wallpaper? You have 10 minutes starting now. In the meantime, I'm going to wire everything up. So it was wired. I don't really remember, but I'm going to try and make this look neat by going like this. Up to here, then like that. We're going to do the same thing for all these. Connect you over. Might as well just go like that. And then connect these into that. And eventually we will have power going to all of these. I do, on the other hand, need to connect all this stuff together. Let's do the conveyor rails first, because I can already remember how it goes. This goes down, out, and then this comes up like this. We need a bridge right there. We also need this into that, and this gets connected all the way up to here. And then the same thing here. This into there, this comes up to here. Our bridge. I should probably put a bridge here so that they have direction on how these two pieces are going to get connected together. Just like that. That also leaves a space for this to come out into. Yep, that's the right conveyor rail. This one I'll just have go straight up and over into here. One more. You go up this way. Conveyor rail. Or bridge, I mean. This is a conveyor rail, and that's going to go to here, and then bridge over this. Just like that. I am also going to put in a bridge there, because we'll have incoming prioritized over outgoing. We'll do something that may look a little bit neat that way. Okay. Automation is next. And that's what we have the photo for, and I did not keep the photos open. So if I go pictures, screenshots. Apparently did not rename the screenshot from Sunday's stream. I did that just now. This one, if it opens the picture, there we go. Alright, we have a decent amount of cobalt, so I'm going to make all this out of cobalt. First thing I see is this. Into there. This goes up. I know these are connected together, and then this goes down into here. That's a NOT gate into here. That's another NOT gate into the door. Go down to the NOT gates. They're both facing downwards. Like that. And then that tells me where the NOT gates have to be on the others. Just like that. Okay, back to the automation. You go down here. To there. This comes out over. And then up over. This one just goes over. This comes down, that goes up, and we're out of cobalt, so I'm going to cancel that. This should be all cobalt there. I then need to set all of these to being one unit. We also need something I can't place down. We need a timer sensor for each one of these clocks. Alright, I think we should... Oh, we can't, because these aren't connected in either. What I'm going to do to get this whole system sorted out is I'm going to do some weird shenanigans just to get this primed. I want 2 gas filters. I want them both connected into each other, and this is venting stuff out that we don't want. This one, I want to just have it go into a storage, and this one also. We're going to put both gases together that we want, and then I'm going to switch them around later on so that they're not going into the same place. So if I do that, I then want... How much power in here? 480... 720... 840, we need 380s plus whatever that is. We'll put in a 4th one. That is a noise I haven't heard. Dodrio? Of course I don't have a Dodrio, and it's female. Oh, apparently I have the male version. I don't have the female version. So the one that's currently in chat is female, and that's why it says both on the message. I'm guessing if it was male, it wouldn't say both genders. Or they just recently added genders a couple months ago, because I have been noticing it for a while. I think they recently this year added in genders to that, because I don't remember them being there. Don't know why this is being made out of steel. Why is it defaulting to steel? Let's default back to cobalt. Alright, this is going to be oxygen. This is going to be hydrogen. Hydro is not that far down. Both of those gases go in here. This is being made out of steel. No. I don't know why everything is being made out of steel. Why is all of this being made out of steel? Congrats, Jane, on catching it. I am a little upset that I did not. Alright, and then this should be gold, yep. And then this should be enough power for all of them, if I'm correct. We need to get in here to put in one more power line. And this oxygen thing is going to not go here, so I want to deconstruct the bridge. Because they're going to get connected in here. We'll add that bridge back in later on, once we have this all sorted out. Alright, I want this on gases so I can see just how much oxygen is in here. That's a lot. I'm not even sure if we're going to need this spawn at all. For a while, at least. I mean, they are going to breathe out all the oxygen that's in there after some time. And there is a ton of oxygen right there. We do have quite a bit of igneous rock. I think I should continue burring out this left side. I did notice that the left side takes less igneous rock than the right side. Obviously, that makes sense because there's more stuff to cover on the right side. So I'm going to prioritize digging out the left side over the right. And these do not have ladders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that annoys me that they don't line up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These all line up. So the first sauna doesn't line up, the second one does. Put these all the way over. I did somewhat change the system that I do with the ladders. I was trying to keep them 2 tiles away from neutronium, just so that they couldn't jump onto whatever they were digging out. But I noticed that they can't get the debris from it if they do that. So now I'm just going 1 tile away, except for right here. There we go. This one can come all the way over and pretty much end there. This is going to go up. So they can go into here. A bit more. I think we're getting close to ending it. Pretty sure I can do 1 more line and then that's it. Oh, more. This amount of igneous rock is actually lasting longer than I expected. We'll stop there at 5 tons because I know that 5 tons would be used very quickly. And for a while I will let them just do what they can reach, and then later on we will come in there and dig stuff out. Let's do a regular pod. And since it is the start of the next hour, let's open up our prediction. We have 30 points in wallpaper. I hope you win. It is actually wallpaper, so congratulations on getting back your points. We'll select the next prediction in roughly 30 minutes. Now I'm sliding in my chair. Give me 1 second while I readjust. Alright. I was looking around for the other 2 cats, because I don't know what they're doing. I think they're both just sleeping underneath my bed. Alright, this is prepared so we can deconstruct that and hopefully be able to mop up that oil. I do have all this. We do have some more cobalt for us to use. I feel like I wanted to use cobalt somewhere. I did. I wanted to do the automation before anything else. That goes to there, this, you to here, you to there, this done. And then timer sensor here, here, and here. I am going to disconnect them, because I don't want them to work right away. And... oh, that's right, it's automated. Alright, so with all of that in, that should be done. Now let's connect in everything over here. So it's going to go up to there, and we run out of cobalt at that point. How can I do this where I have cobalt I can mess around with? I don't think I can. I want to be able to draw the entire thing. I think I just realized how. No, that wouldn't work either. So I don't think I can go like this. I definitely can't go up, so that doesn't help me. I'm just gonna go like this. Oh, okay. It doesn't change it. So we'll have that placed in. We're getting closer to having this ready. Oh, that is making gas already. That is not what I want them to do. Burn through that water and then stop working. Because that's messing with the water. It's okay that there's hydrogen down here because we're just going to vent that out. And that's all the water it had. Now, why isn't it running the pumps? And why are the gas filters made out of steel? Oh, it's not running. Why are you still running on your daughterly? Alright, we have to change these to different numbers later on. Over here... I actually want all of this prioritized. Right to the other thing. Why are you running on here, Jubal? We might end up having some issues on them getting into these rooms to build stuff. Actually, we don't, because they can get in through the right side. It's just slower. I think I don't want them to do that. Pretty sure I want this to be set so they can't go left. Because then they'll be able to get in here and just put stuff in the incubator, and we don't want that. I'm pretty sure that's the same for this one too. Why isn't this stable? How big is this room? Oh, we didn't put doors in the water. That's something I overlooked. When they build those doors, these should be rooms now. Let's put the doors also on the 6 so they get built too. And this is the reason why I had it disconnected, because I don't want the sensor to turn the clocks yet. Good job, Regis, building in all those conveyor rails. Okay, that gets this open, so I can tell them not to go in that way. This door, I can also do the same thing because they built everything in here. Why is there iron ore in here? That concerns me. Something in here was made out of iron. Why'd you run away? You put in... Dude. Yeah, the automation wire's ready. You just walked away. And you did too. What? Not like it takes them a long time to do them. Alright, can I have this on a higher priority? Welcome in, Regus. They don't like crimping cables, give them a break. Welcome in. I mean, you didn't have any issues doing the conveyor rails, Regus. You placed in those items and then built it right away. I just think they don't have, you know, the work ethic that you do. Don't go around telling anyone that I give you a compliment. I'll deny it tooth and nail. Real slackers. Hashtag clipped. Alright, the cats seem to have calmed down, but that's also, it's midday sleep time. Oh, did they finish everything over here? They did! Look at that. Alright, let's get these on a 7. So that we can actually get this powered and running. I'm going to set these to be anything above 0. And also copy that to down here. So again, this did produce a little bit of oxygen, hydrogen, that's going to go in here, and all the polluted oxygen will get vented out. Now, one dupe is not enough to power this entire system, even if only one pump goes off. We should need 2 dupes over here. And I do want to get that hydrogen out of there so that we can prime this area. So I'm just gonna vent it back in. Let's pick that up. There's a Conkeldor in chat. If anyone wants just the regular dude with 2 concrete pillars. How much more is up here? Is kilograms a very large amount? I think it is. But they are vacuuming it out quickly. They almost have the top room done. The bottom room, not so much. But we are almost done with all of the oxygen. So what I could do... A kilogram is 2 pounds. 2 pounds does not seem like a lot, though. Because these kittens are 5 pounds. So they're what, 2.5 kilograms? Right. This polluted oxygen's almost gone. Polluted oxygen up here is going to take a little bit longer to go because it's the only gas in there, so it's going to go down to milligrams, micrograms. Over here it just gets sucked up because there's more than one gas. Now we should be doing oxygen from down here and storing that. Oh, it has germs. Did the germs go down while it's in there? It doesn't seem like it. So pretty soon this should be getting the hydrogen as well. And this should be getting ready to turn into a vacuum. So how did they do with building? This is no longer... It is yelling at us. That is not in a stable. Did they do things to stables that mean it is not allowed to have certain buildings? No, it is. It's being able. Maximum size 96. This is 101 tile. Oh, I think I put the door in the wrong spot. I think it's supposed to be here. Oops. Let's prioritize building those. I don't want it on all. I don't think did anything. Nope. Deconstruct, deconstruct, deconstruct. No, not the tile. There we go. How is that oil? Are we ready to mop up the oil? It looks low enough, but it's not. It is 100 more than we can actually mop up. Okay, let's do a regular pod. And we will wait a little bit longer to do a special pod for the prediction. Oh, that's another thing I didn't look at, was these critter drop-offs. We're gonna have to take another detour. So I can make sure that those drop-offs are correct. Oh, we got all the oxygen out of here. So we could, at this point, just put a vent right here. Which I will do once the autosave is done. And I'll just disconnect the pipe here. We might end up vacuuming this out first, which it's okay either way because we're still going to need that vent to pump it back in. But there we go. And now let's attempt to get into here because I need to put a vent on one of these two tiles for the oxygen to come out. And there's only oxygen and hydrogen in here. So we do not need any of this stuff. We do need one sorter though. So this will go here. And I didn't mean to get rid of all of the things here. I meant to just get rid of the machines. This is going to be switched to hydrogen now. This is probably a vacuum now. Not in gas. Yep, it's a vacuum. Let's just disconnect from there. And also from here. This is going to go up this way, and then this just goes in. Deconstruct all that. So we should see that oxygen goes back in, hydrogen comes out. We don't have a lot of hydrogen in there. It should probably be close to being out. Yep. So that should be the last amount of hydrogen going into here. And now the rest can just get vented into this room. So I'm going to deconstruct this because we don't need that anymore. I'm also going to deconstruct all of this. We don't need any of that. And we also are going to have to build the bridge back in right here. So that means this gets disconnected from there. But then in here, and I'm going to pause because I actually want to keep those. Let's disconnect so it doesn't go in. Oxygen. Oh, some of the water moved in here. The water moved, but it's still vacuum, so I'm going to leave that there. And let's just grab this oxygen and put it in here. Oh, a little bit of hydrogen in there. I'm just going to disconnect that or deconstruct it, and then it should just burst into this gas and mix around. Let's grab bridge. I'm waiting for them to deconstruct that one pipe. If we just do that, then it won't go in. Put this here, and I want to change this. 222. And this, maybe 8, because that is pretty much the ratio that this creates. It's actually 111. Let's change that to 111. I know it's 112. I'll just lower it a little bit. So that is going to make 888 grams of oxygen per second, which is what we set this to be. And then we set this to be the hydrogen 2.01 degree. Once they build that, and then also get that stuff out of here. Also deconstruct this, because even if there is oxygen behind that, we don't need the oxygen. We just need enough to prime this bottom area. They built that, but they didn't take the stuff out yet. So deconstruct all of this up to here. We also do not need... Hold on a second. The pumping. We don't need any of this power stuff. We don't need any of this stuff. I'm actually going to keep those two just in case. In the future if we need it. And let's just put those in. Once this is empty... Oh, do I need... Oh, I do need a bigger one. I want to save the oxygen as much as I can. That's not hot enough to flash. So if we put... Let's not make it out of that. Let's put lead. Okay, hydrogen is ready. So that should be ready to just keep producing over time. Let's do more of this power line. And going off of this, I am going to... Oh. We want to power the hydrogen, or the pumps up there. I don't think I have enough to do it. That's 9 right there, and that's all the cobalt that I have. So let's go down to here and then just connect these in. And they'll make it over time. That's just one step closer to getting this vacuum out and ready for the all the bleach stone that we've been hiding up here. Another thing I should do is probably make a space for us to put a whole bunch of slime. Now, I am going to switch both of these to being on a 9. Just to try and get people to move them around quicker. And slime is probably going to be the thing we have the most of. Because I'm pretty sure we got almost all of the bleach zone areas completely dug out. Welcome in, Oz! I didn't even see you come in! And congrats, Rigas, on being Mega First. Right. We do have a bleachstone biome here. Yeah, we have a little bit of bleachstone in here that we can pick up later. Don't know where all that polluted dirt came from, but alright. Igneous rock is up to 26 tons. I don't know how all of a sudden we're getting sneaky like that, like an ox. I don't know how we have so much igneous rock compared to before. But it's not a complaint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is here. So I'm just going to keep using it. And that's going to go there. As we get closer to our first side story, look at this. We're getting over here. I am going to make this a its own building. We're going to keep this building. We're not going to keep this building, though. This is going to change. I think I'm just going to put in a box. Just in case we have people that aren't in suits. I want them to have a place that they can put suits on. Down here, we're going to keep it like this, though. I might put a single tile in these two corners, though. Because I don't like it being rounded in that way. Anyway, more ladders. We'll go to there, because again, we're not going up and over. And this side does need to have ladders, though. And this over into here, we're getting closer. And at that point, I don't have a lot of igneous rock. And we're getting close to... Oh, we do need this open now. Or it already is open, I mean. This door is just to tell me that this needs to be released. That was it. That's how little was in there. And I got rid of this. I thought I turned this onto buildings. I didn't. I must have did something else on buildings. Now we have to wait for Cobalt to connect that back in. How hot is right here? That's hot enough to boil. This is getting hot enough to boil water. It's only 5 degrees off. The polluted water itself is getting relatively hot, but not hot enough. Alright, how is over here doing? We got all the oxygen out of here. Let's just get rid of all of this. I'm going to leave that pipe there because I think that's what we're going to use to get the hydrogen out of this area. And then I just need to get in here and clean up this area. So, deconstruct this and all of these. Want to reclaim that cobalt. I'm not going to put the ladders in for a while, though. Alright, let's come in here and mop up all this. And we're still waiting on Cobalt for over here. How are the volcanoes doing? You're dormant, but not for long. You are not dormant for another 36 cycles. Sweetle eggs? Nah, we'll ignore all eggs. I am a little concerned on why I don't see any shovels up here. Because they should still be digging around. I highly doubt that they all turn into eggs and are incubating. I don't know. We do have the ability to start ranching our pups, though. How did they do with these? I don't think there's more on the ground. Let's look at the 3 things we are going to be feeding them. Can you not put... You need to move if you're going to be in the way. Because you're touching the keyboard. Look at that, you moved everything. I don't even know what they were trying to look up. Alright, oxalate. Slime. Let Kitty play the game? No. Oh, Regus and Oz, if you're still here, you didn't hear the news at the beginning. The bittersweet news is that both of the Grey Tuxedos are leaving this Saturday. They're going to the same home. What's the next thing? Bleachstone. We do have a slight issue with the female gray cat today. She's, being very mean to everyone else and telling them to go away. And I don't know if that was, if something happened. I know the mom is in heat. I don't know if there was an issue between the boys. We have 51.8 tons of slime throughout the base. Throughout the asteroid, I mean. So that's 20, 40, 60. I'll let them go around and just clean up the base. Good luck, little kitties. 100%. Well, we still don't have cobalt because they're still doing this. I want them to keep doing up here first. Alright, they took out all the water. Should have queued this up to be taken out too. Why do we have no water supply? Since when do all three of them? Next activity 0.3. Wait, no, we did have this issue before. Them linking up does not happen often. And we are completely out of water. Is this panic time? No, it's not panic time. Ooh. Look at this. Hydrogen for days. That means this is getting backed up. Look at that. Almost 500 kilograms. 500 pipes worth of hydrogen is in there. And it looks like the natural gas is doing that as well. So that is how much more efficient just 5 petroleum generators are compared to the rest of the power. It's also probably getting helped by the amount of steam turbines we have going. How many are actually running? I see 1. We'll count that as 2. 5. 7. 8, 10, 14, 17. Around 17 or 18 steam turbines are going. And you're finally putting in that tile that's been queued up for so long. Good job, dupe. And the ethanol in this area is pretty much gone. I'm going to turn this back on. And deconstruct the rest of them. Because that is the last remaining ethanol to be sorted. And then we don't have to sort them unless there's an issue with pipes. Oh, we can connect this together now. That's been waiting for a while to be done. Cobalt, we're about to have cobalt once we build these two. So that's 2 more orders of cobalt. And we can fix that automation line in the dirty brick. We still have a lot. Actually, we ran through about half of our cobalt already. That is actually what I expected, though. They have not done... Oh, I didn't put these on a 9, that's why. Well, oh, I'm gonna wait. Actually, let's do one of them on a 9. Let's get 1 box of slime. We do have a little bit of cobalt, so if I come in here and do this, connect it back in, I'll put this on a 9 because I want that done now so that this can open again. And this is injecting heat out here the longer that this is open. Is there a way... to prioritize red signals. Because there's a green signal. We can do two things connected in as an AND gate in a way, and it will turn it green. But is there a way to turn this red? Like, I want to have another hydro sensor down here at this level. And when they both are not in water, I wanted to tell this to turn off. Or to close. I guess a NOT gate would do it? Or just turning them if they're above or below 0. Like right now they're... What was that? Who's making noises? You're just cleaning yourself, so I know it's not you. Are you just pushing against the paper behind you? You are. What are you doing? You can see them. It's like they're trying to eat their foot, and then they're just slowly sliding backwards and backwards. Oh, what? I sat up so you're gonna lay on my lap now? You couldn't do that earlier? Hey, little boy. No cord. If you go after the cord, you get down. Do you have an elevator butt? No, that was just you moving over. Okay. You are so precious. Let's move the chair. Oh, I forgot that I had this paused. Alright, so this is going to fill back up. It's not too far away from flashing the water, but it's also not there yet, and I am impatient. Carbon dioxide does not transfer heat very quickly. We are, in fact, ready for our next second prediction. So what is the pod in the top left corner going to be? Is that Sophie? It is! Are you being nice now? Paintbrush just wants to say hi, they're not going to attack you. Regis, well, let's do the prediction here. The top left corner of the screen, the blue pod, is that going to be tops, bottoms, buildings, decorations, or wallpaper? You have 10 minutes to decide. Actually, I think I already said this to Regis and Oz. What are you guys doing? They were being calm, but then they started hitting at each other. There. Now you can't even see them because you're being a brat. What are you doing? Is that you hissing or is that her? I wish there was a way for me to know what the heck happened while I was at work. I don't have a camera in here set up 24/7 for me to see the animals. And, sir, I'm going to move the chair. There we go. How is this area? We have the power set up on there. We do not have this yet. How did they do with that first box? They filled it already. Okay. Alright, I want this to be completely drained down to that level. That will allow the ethanol to escape. It shouldn't be a lot of ethanol that's in there as a gas. For the most part, we should be able to vacuum it out. close that and put those there. I want to look at this over here because I'm pretty sure it's done. It is. And let's deconstruct all of this. And since there's no ethanol here, deconstruct all of this. And we'll soon get the petroleum, move it back over to where it should be. This I can put there and disconnect from that. They should come over there and start mopping up soon. Ethanol in small quantities. Can't mop that up, that annoys me. I'll have to put a mesh towel right there for us to be able to grab that. Alright, that is all of the water now. If I wait until this goes over, we want to deconstruct that, not disconnect. Connect you there and here. Disconnect there. They should line up exactly right here. And this is just to keep the line looking cleaner. Alright, they're almost on all the ladders that they can do. That's pretty good to see. That's almost time to start doing the dig command. I do want to use some of the igneous rock we now have over here to try and get these stuff taken apart. Cobalt, we have 5 orders of it ready. So that's a total of 3, and then get those connected in. DuPont, we'll grab some fertilizer for sure. Wait, did she go back in the corner? She did go back in the corner. What you doing? What you doing? Where? Hi. What are you doing? Come on, you are getting on my nerves with the being in front of the keyboard. Oof. Right on my stomach. Hey, baby. You are adorable and perfect. And I hope you didn't mess with the baby girl. No cord. I don't know how many times I told you this, little boy. No. I'm not gonna let you have the cord. I am waiting for them to build the wire. You pretty kitty. A handsome boy. Alright, oh, oil. Can we get this yet? Right, there's a little bit more ethanol. We can get that portion. We'll have to put something here to block off getting in this area. What? Are you having an issue trying to find a spot to lay down? Congrats, Gino, catching the little Pokemon. Ow. Why'd you bite my arm for no reason? It was like she was trying to be a vampire. Alright, we have 100 kilograms of cobalt, so that means they can build all of this and then start building more stuff. I think I'm going to first prioritize them building this. And then the next thing I'm going to do is power all this stuff up. We'll ignore this ranch for the moment. Hi. What are you doing? Oof. You almost fell. I caught you with my arm. Alright, I think it's time for us to copy this over to the second bin. Get a little bit more stuff in there. And in terms of building, they have done pretty much all of the ladders. They can't really reach more because there's tiles in the way. Ignition rock, we still only have a little bit. Let's do a little bit more of these. And we'll just start getting them to dig out everything over here. Now we could put the slicksters in here and pump out extra oil. I never attempted doing that in my previous saves. That's the only reason why I haven't set that up, but we could do that here. I can't put a tile there because we have power connected in here. I'm gonna do a long process here. I would have to get rid of the food water. I do something like this. I'm trying to take the long way to get this done. Let's get rid of all of that. If I can. Oh, this oil might be ready to mop up. Still too much? You know what? I'm going all the way over to here then. And I think we are ready for the next prediction. I'm going to wait for the autosave. There we go. And then we'll start the third prediction, and then right as we go to raid out, that's when we'll do the last prediction. So, in here, we have 1,000 points in tops, another 1,000 points in bottoms, and 30 points in buildings. So hopefully, it's buildings, so that the underdog wins. It's bottoms. So congratulations to whoever put points in the bottoms. You just won an extra 1,030 points. Assuming it is only one person. It is. Congratulations, Regus, on getting exactly 1,030 points. Always bet on bottoms? I don't know, Gino got the first one. Gino guessed that it would be not a blueprint, a wallpaper, and it was. Alright, let's block this off, because we don't need to come in here anymore. It is helping getting over to here, but we don't need to do it that way. Gases. 5 kilograms, and steadily dropping. We have oxygen. If I had brought these up here, we would get rid of all the polluted oxygen. We are ready for all the power here. Can't make it all the way over to here until we have 800 kilograms. So if I wait for 3 more No, I would need 4 more, because we need to go up to 900 in order for me to put in the next line. So we're not going to wait. We're just going to go straight down to these and tie all these in. They'll get done eventually. And then we're on to vacuuming out the last branch. So let's take a quick intermission break here. I'm going to save. We're going to go to the other colony and also start our third prediction. So is the third pod for this asteroid going to be tops, bottoms, buildings, decorations, or wallpaper? You have 10 minutes to decide, and then we will look at it right before we rate out. But for right now, if we take a quick detour over to the setup save file, because I need to see what the critter drop-offs are set as, and I don't remember. What you doing? You were just like excessively cleaning yourself, and I don't know how I feel about that. I'm just very concerned between all the cats. I also don't see her. She's not at the food. Maybe she is still over there in the little hole. I'm not sure. But anyway, we need to play and then pause because I need to look at this. So 5 puffs and 1 rinse. Why does that seem incorrect? I guess it doesn't have to go off of what the max would be. Alright. 5 and 1. That makes this easy. What are you doing? Are you having a hard time? If I just stuff this blanket in here, you won't be able to fall through the hole in the chair. It's always on bottoms except for when it's on tops. What? Why do you have to look so adorable? You're very distracting, you know that, sir? And your nose is always wet. Is that a normal thing for cats? Was Tori the odd one? Are cat noses usually wet? Right, over here, this is 5. That should be Puffs. Over here is Prince. That should be this one. This can get copied to these two. And you know what? We're going to copy this to the others as well. And then change them so I don't have to put in number 5. So I want Squeaky. Over here I want Dense. Cat noses are wet? Wow, Tori was the odd one then. And then this is going to be critter eggs, which I don't have to actually search. Critter egg, egg, egg. Okay, it looks like we're down to the oxygen. I guess up to at this point. Oh, I remember why. Okay, at the beginning of the stream I did set to deconstruct to being only buildings, but then we took a detour. And went to the other asteroid, and when we came back I never reset it up. There's a little bit of oxygen in here. I don't know how I feel about that. I think I want to deconstruct this and hope that the pressure of the fluid oxygen pushes that down. Because when they will occasionally vacuum out the entire room. And I don't want them to have oxygen to breathe in and turn into dense puffs. So if I'm lucky, the pressure from here will either keep the oxygen out or push it out. That oxygen should at least fall down into that hole. If we're lucky. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. How much is in there, actually? Yeah, it should be able to connect. I'll let that sit for a while. Cobalt. We still have 0. Go down. I don't think it goes down. How do I get rid of that oxygen? Just like that. So if I place in that tile, it should delete the oxygen, not push it back up. And then we could start ranching the first puffs by just wrangling them and moving them. We won't have this set up and ready for the eggs, but we would be ready for the actual critter itself. Okay, that is all polluted oxygen. How are our puffs in here? We have 1 puff prince. Okay. And our Sweetle has moved. Nothing in there. So what I'm going to do instead of just wrangling them, I'm going to relocate this puff prince to right here. And as our announcement for safety meeting says, my next safety meeting is next Wednesday, so we will not be streaming next Wednesday. We will also not be streaming at all until Friday, because Tuesday I have a haircut, and Thursday I have the vet appointment for now, Mama and Paintbrush. Since the 2 great kitties will not be here anymore. Stream the haircut? No, thank you. I am not going to do that. This is ready to be built in, and I just never noticed. Also go down to there. We must have, like, all the volcanoes open right now, because we're getting igneous rock a lot faster than I was before. We're also ready to dig out a little bit more. Let's just take out all of this. Which hair is getting cut? This one right here. Just this one, not all of them. Cody's getting a mullet. I don't think the hair on the back of my neck is big enough. Could you imagine if I just came back to streaming and had a mullet? Okay, over here I was doing some weird shenanigans, so I could do this. It's the super haircut, or superior. I'm just doing some weird shenanigans to try and get this ethanol without having to mop up the polluted water. If I can place 1 more there. And let's go up here and grab this and add it to here. Apparently we do go through power enough that we turn on the natural gas generators. I don't think we got any steam yet, but I'm also not seeing a lot of water out here. So it might have flashed the water. I can't tell. This is an empty line. Oh. I guess that makes sense. We use more natural gas than we do hydrogen. Alright, did that prince get moved? They did look at that. Oh, and they moved all the slime to away from here. But that's okay, because the puff doesn't eat slime, it eats the air. And we're just going to let this go for a little bit. It is going to have an issue making Princess for the other two areas. This is now a vacuum. So we can reclaim a lot of this and use it again. And then technically this could be turned on for the two gases. This one's ready for depleted oxygen, this one's ready for chlorine. How would I get those two gases over there? Oh, very easily. Whether or not we have enough, oh, we're gonna make it out of granite, never mind. Where can I go straight up from? Right down the ladder. I go over here, and then I go straight up. We'll stop right there. And then if I go from here and straight up, we will stop here because it has to be bridged over in order to be on the correct room. So right now we're prioritizing the chlorine. Right? Chlorine's on the top one? Yep. And then this is just switching them around so that when they get over to here, it's ready. And then this is the hydrogen going down. Let's add that in. That should be easy enough. It's actually not very easy. We need another bridge right here. So if I do one bridge going in and one bridge going over, disconnect those, this. Actually, I did that wrong. Hydrogen goes in on the bottom, not at the top. I was trying to debate if I'm going to put a bridge on there, and I am. So, bridge going down. 3 bridges going to the left. And then this goes all the way up. All the way over. Up again. And at this point, I noticed that we don't have the ladders connected all the way down as they should be. Right there. Alright, and our asteroid is getting dug out very nicely. Can't wait until we have a dugout to here. That'll look so nice on the left side. We also are only, what, 9 levels left? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 if you count this, but this is already dug out, so we have 10 more levels of ladders to build it in. I think I might actually start queuing them up. Just because I think we have enough to do so. I don't know if we can do all 10. We're already at 14. That's 9. $7 tons. So every time I do one is almost 2 tons. Where are you going, little dude? Are you gonna try to jump from there? You're gonna get hurt. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. You just whacked your head so hard on the table. Hey. Are you okay? I have no idea. But now we're at the point where these don't take very much ladders to do. But we are out of igneous rock at that point. Keeping the theme of having a little bit left over afterwards. And we're going to have a Slickster forever stuck right there. Oh, hi, little one. You're feeling adventurous if you're ready to come back out. Hi. Are you being nice to everyone? I don't know where you're trying to go. Hey, what are you doing? Hi. You feeling a little better? You're letting me touch you a little bit more. And you're not immediately hissing at people? I am starting to think that they were attempting to mate with the female kitten. The signs that I read on Google said that they excessively clean themselves, which she was doing occasionally. And that they tend to hate everyone afterwards. What you doing? Are you being nice to Paintbrush, or are you going to attack them if they get near you? Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on these kittens. Anyway, deconstruct, deconstruct. We no longer need this one ladder there. I am going to want ladders going up. So we are ready for the next few dig commands. Time to dig all that out. And they should still be doing all the granite. Let's do regular pod. Ooh, grab some ice. That's always fun. Let's actually do a max sweep of everything here. And you should have liquefiables. Everything but solid ethanol. We don't need that there. I didn't even know we had solid ethanol at some point. Hey, pretty girl. I can hear you purring. Are you being nice because you're hungry? It's also a very cat-like thing to do. Over here is a little bit ready. Let's deconstruct these 3 tiles. And also that one. That should allow the ethanol to move over if we're lucky. Hi, Paintbrush. No cord. What are you doing? Hey. You two better be nice to each other. They're being nice right now. Whether or not they stay being nice, I don't know. What are you looking at? What are you doing? Okay. We stay here long enough that I should be able to mop these now. Get all that ethanol out of there. Then we can deconstruct this stuff. Place it back in as ladders. They are slowly getting the pipes all put in. We do have power to the incubator systems. So once we get stuff over here, and once we get the pipes built in, this should be ready for the chlorine gas. Let's connect in more power. And I need to... That's still disconnected. Okay. And we just need this to be oxygen, so we're not going to be pumping out all of it. I will put in pump system now. Like that, and like that. Then when we have cobalt, we go up to there and connect them in, and then that's should be all of our cobalt that we need. And this guy, at some point, is going to run out of gas. But not for a long time. Alright, over here we have a bunch of things that we can deconstruct, like all of that, all of this, those two ladders, this stuff, this stuff. The asteroid's going to look a little bit cleaner. And that means we can continue digging a little bit more. Let's go all the way down to here. Because the majority of this is already built in. And I'm also going to deconstruct those two. That. Hi, pretty girl. Are you going to be good and not attack anything like your sibling does? Hey. Come here. Are you purring already? Hi. Can you stay here for a little bit before you leave? There you go. I have got her somewhat used to being held, so she's not immediately running away like she used to. Are you gonna lay down right there? You are feeling better now. Can you guys hear her while I'm talking? Purring very loud. What was that email regarding paintbrush? It actually said paintbrush on it. But no, I don't. That was just a trap. Oh no, it says celebrating veterinary medicine with savings for paintbrush. There's a Happiny in chat. That's a baby Pokemon. That turns into the Gen 1 Pokemon Chansey, which then turns into the Gen 2 Pokemon Blissey. We can deconstruct all of that and deconstruct all of this. They built in the ladders here, so I'm going to tell them to deconstruct everything on the ladder runs next. Let's do all backup buildings as well. And this is a demolish, not a deconstruct. So now I can place in all of the ladders that we need. Oh. I do want these deconstructed. But I don't want these tiles deconstructed. And they shouldn't be able to deconstruct this. They can demolish these, though. Alright, that is pretty much just digging. I'm going to tell them deconstruct all of those and these two ladders and everything in between. Same thing with over here. All of this, but not those three, that, and cancel deconstructing those two ladders. So I can put in the remaining ladders. Chat, we're getting closer. I'm very excited. As you may be able to subtly tell. Ladders here. And we'll start the ladder run here as well. But I don't think we have enough to continue after that. Yeah, that took a majority of our ignis rock. I'm getting ready to do the ladder going up here. Don't bite the keyboard! What are you doing? Why were you... She was full-on eating F8 on my keyboard. What are you doing? You're hitting all the buttons! Look at that, you took a screenshot. You took 2 screenshots. Now I have 2 Steam screenshots of just this. What are you doing? I'm gonna have to move you. Definitely in a better mood. She's willing to play. What are you doing? You're causing more trouble than Paintbrush, who just jumped up on the table. What are you doing? Huh? What you doing? Stop touching the keyboard. She is ready to full on, like, horse kick Paintbrush for smelling her back leg. Alright, oh, what was that? Wait a minute. Oh, dust gun, okay. Hopefully she didn't change any settings that can get changed easily. They can't build any of that ladder because they need the stuff above it deconstructed or digged. Let's get this connected in. Oh, there's somebody outside. That's what they're all scared of. Alright. Regular pod. Puffed eggs. Yes, we will use them for sure. Relocate you to here. You are going to be moved to here when that's ready. Ooh. I swear I just saw something moving. Puffed egg. We have 4 puffed eggs. What are you doing? I moved stuff around so you wouldn't be walking on top of the microphone, and you did it anyway. Where am I going? Relocate you to over here as well. I'm gonna unpause. Relocate you to over here. I'm gonna set them all on a 7. Put that back to a 5. Alright, apparently I missed one whole pile here. Okay, this just went dormant. You're almost not dormant, and you're about to erupt. So this should erupt in 4 cycles, because I think it takes another cycle after its dormancy before it erupts. How is our ethanol system working over here? Well, there's not as much ethanol going in because we don't have that a large amount of ethanol from the bottom. So we shouldn't be having any issues over here with ethanol. We are still having a gas issue with the ethanol in there, though. Is this getting any hotter? Like boiling point hotter? Apparently the water over there is 102%, or 2%, 2 degrees. We don't need this split open anymore. And if I... Oh, I'm actually in the wrong spot here. Close that. Open this. Alright, that is uploaded. I did find out, or at least I am assuming it's how this works, that the NAS is not capable of downloading a video while OBS is trying to use it to watch a video. So on Sunday when we were having that buffering issue at the starting soon screen, that was due to me uploading something, not because the NAS isn't capable of talking to OBS. I have a curse of needing to upload while I stream. They are getting pretty close to finishing the pipes. Oh, they did move the eggs. But I don't actually want them moved into there yet, so we're gonna have to put this on... How many times did I say don't do that? I don't remember you ever saying that to me once in my life. Let's move these back to over here so that when they hatch, they're not gonna die immediately. Since this is where I want them to be in the first place. What we could do to prime this area is put the bleach stone up here, though. Yeah, this has a lot of bleach stone down here, though. And as far as I can remember when we just looked at it, there was no bleach stone areas over here. Oh, there's some here. That should be it, though. So we could come in here, dig out all the bleach stone. Like this and that. So that we can at least move the bleach stone into the Puft Ranch for Squeaky Puffs. There's a lot of bleach stone right here. Why is there so much right there? Because there's 2 biomes that has bleach stone. I'm only focusing on one biome because that's the only one that was over here with bleach stone. Looks like I dug everything that had bleach stone up here, though. Aside from this big area. Get rid of all of that. Hi, baby. What you doing? Hi. Hi. You're pausing and unpausing the game. That's not me, Chad. That's the kid. What? What do you want? Hmm? Don't shake off my kiss. I'll do it again. Hey, that's my cord. That's not a toy. No toy. There's a little bit right here. Grab all that. Let's put in all the ladders we're gonna need. We need one here, here, and there. And then... Hi, baby. It's just me. Why are you biting me? There you go. Now she's aggressively licking my arm. Ow! Now you're playing with it. Stop it. Oh, wait a minute, that's not igneous rock. What? When did I switch to igneous or sedimentary? Hi. I'm gonna miss this kitten. She's the one that's been sleeping on me the most. Paintbrush does, but not as often. ladder to there. I'm gonna need ladders like this. Oh, now you're in a playing mood? Earlier you didn't want anyone to go near you, and now you're ready to just fight. Oh, that's the alarm. So we did not finish the Puft Ranch today. Well, technically we did. Because we got this ready. We don't have the gases connected to it, so in a way it's not ready. But we do have that. And the egg should be getting incubated quicker than it would if we didn't have the incubators. I do want to get disconnected, so that's 5. And if we go down here, when we see cobalt again, that is when we have a surplus of cobalt. That is exciting. How many more pipes? Oh, they got some of the pipes going up already. Look at that. We might have the Puft Ranch just completely ready. Again, not including the fact that we need to vacuum out and add power to the right side, as well as adding to the spawn. But technically, a Puft Ranch is ready now, once this is done. And then the chlorine Puft is going to be done as well. We're just still trying to clean out this area, which we did finish filling in all the ladders. I could just tell them to dig everything right now, and that's it. We're done. Don't like that these are floating though. I am going to put ladders here just for looks. We don't really need the ladder. Got that there. Okay. And then if we go around, make sure I deconstruct things I don't want, like those ladders and these ladders. And those ladders. Just chlorine there too. Keep saying chlorine, but I really mean bleachstone. I think everyone already knows that, but in case later on if that confuses anyone on YouTube. What are you doing? Oh, you're smelling the blanket. I need to clean the blanket that my feet are currently on, because that's where someone had pooped for some reason. I came home to finding large poop in different spots. So if I just tell them to dig out all of this, how fast can you guys do that? Because if all of this can be done before we raid out, we can wait for it to be done. You know what? Ooh, what Burmese in chat? Just the grass one. For those that don't know Pokemon, Burmy has 3 different types. There's green, pink, and yellow. They are dependent on where you get them, I think. So that is the leaf cloak. There is a trash cloak, which is pink, and a sandy cloak, which is the yellow one. And pretty much you just have to catch them in a forest, a city, or a beach area. Get out of there. So it looks like I have this specific Burmy, but Greg Gmo does not. The Carlisle? Is that what it's mimicking? Hi, baby. Alright, so I think Regis and Sophie should be able to get this dug out relatively quick. Ignore that message? Okay. Oh, we have the pipes connected in, and we even have the chlorine coming over here, so when it leaves, it's not getting cooled down at all. So we don't have liquids over here. Because we're waiting for cobalt for the automation. We do have cobalt, though. Oh, we don't have enough. You guys need to leave the keyboard area alone. Alright, I'm gonna cancel that automation and replace it like this. So that I can cancel this and have them both queued up. Because that's the reason why we didn't put any water in here to cool down the gases going in here. It's okay that this is filling in with hotter air, but I'd rather there not be this hot in this area. Okay, blueprint. We'll grab some coal. Let's do the last prediction. We have 1,000 points in tops, 1,000 points in bottoms. We have 10 points in buildings, and 30 points in decoration. So I hope that is going to be buildings. And knowing how ironic Oxygen Not Included is, I am putting, like, a bet of 50 points on wallpaper. I can't do a prediction because I'm the one that started it. Stop it. Stop eating the cord. Leave. Keep going. Paintbrush was eating my keyboard cord. We lose the keyboard, we can't play. So anyway, we are going to do the last prediction now. Is it going to be wallpaper, or is it not? It's clothing! Look at that! That counts as tops. Gloves and shirts are tops. So congratulations on the person that put in 1,000 points. You just won another 1,040? Depending on if it was one person. And that is Oz. Congratulations on winning your points back from earlier. Earlier, Regus won Oz's points, and then now Oz won Regus's points. So you guys don't have any extra points. No, you did steal points from Gino. Both times. Who put 10 points in buildings? But that's a person I don't know by name. Thank you for stopping in. I won't call you out because you didn't say anything, but thank you for stopping in. It was a nice trade. It was. You guys pretty much shook hands together and then looked at Gino and beat him up for his lunch money. Okay. Yeah, they are actually getting this done pretty quickly. I think we're going to wait on this screen, but I'm going to feed the cats and see how the little girl does with the other animals because she was being a brat earlier. And we have a surplus of cobalt, so I'm going to come down here and turn this off. We no longer want them to be using our cobalt ore for cobalt, because we should have everything ready. They are still building this. I want this to be set to 25. I also want to prioritize construction of all this so we can have that ready. Because I can't prime this with water until we have everything sorted out. Now, the thing I didn't do was make this for the entire colony, or the entire room area. So it is something we're going to change later on. But my main focus is just getting the water into them. So if I put a bottle drainer right there, we'll put a bridge right there, but not connected in, and we'll put a bridge here, but we are going to connect it in. So I'm just going to go like that. There's a pipe right behind there. We could... Wait, why am I doing that? Hold on a second, chat. Why am I doing any of that? We have water right here. It's hot, but we already have water. So there's no reason that I can't just use it. And all of this is now ready. So if I could just kindly have somebody come over here and, put in some bridge... That wasn't the rotate button. Put some pipes there and connect these together. I am going to immediately flip this and this, because this water is going to come in hot, so we don't want it to immediately start using the pipes. And if we prioritize construction of all of this, technically all the Puft Ranches are completely done. Aside from needing to get this to be just oxygen, so that we don't get any puffs in there. We only have dense puffs. And we can move the prints now, because there's chlorine in this area. I'm going to put down a 7. Let's go back to our ladders. We're going to stay on this screen. I'm going to go into our kittens scene. Nobody gets rich off of me. I'm digging everything out. I should probably add ladders going down to this level. That would probably help them get up. And let's get rid of these ladders there. They should be done building everything over here. How's this doing? That is just oxygen now. So let's get all of this stuff back. And then that's ready for this to start working. We do still have the gases correct. Liquids, on the other hand, why are you not getting any water? You're empty. That's water going in. We're taking straight off of the water going in. Can I have it get connected in? This is pretty much going to make one big loop, but we need to get that pipe filled. They can get that done quickly, then we should be good to go for today's stream. We'll grab a wart seed. They are almost done this. Let's do a quick mop of all the water on there. And all the water in these areas. I think there's a liquid up there. There isn't. That water, this water. They go up and down on the ladders. They can get to these a lot quicker. Over here. They didn't finish doing this yet. But now they can at least dig everything out, because they don't actually have that ladder in there, man. I thought that was a not dug out ladder. Thank you, Regus, for placing in the ladder I was just talking about. So now Sophie can go by and dig everything out. Oops, don't want that at this light dog. So that is everything but this area due to the ladders not being built yet. The pipes up here should be built in, so we should be getting a loop of water going back in on itself, which should be going up here. It shouldn't be getting cooled down because we have multiple checks. Actually, it does look like it's coming out a little bit hot. And let's just stop that. Alright, and with that, we're going to find out who we're going to raid out to, because this is going to take a while to set up. I'm not going to play this off stream, unlike over the past 2 days, when I was trying to get Cobalt up to the point where we could build stuff today. We have 2.5 tons of Cobalt, so we don't have a lot, but our volcanoes should be able to keep up with what we're doing at this point. So, screenshot for the YouTube. And we're going to save. We're going to go into our raid out scene. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to catch me live, I stream on Twitch on Wednesdays and Fridays from 10 AM EST to 12:30 PM EST, and on Sundays from 10 AM EST to 2 PM EST.